The more I see of this Star Wars Outlaws game, I mean, the more I don't think disappointed is the correct term. It's just shocked at how many millions of dollars you can throw at something and then only come out with a game that you could unironically release on hardware from the 90s, bro. Like, every time I see a slice of gameplay of this, my jaw hits the floor. Hopefully it's not Kay Vess's jaw, because that's a sturdy thing and it could definitely dent or even break a couple of floorboards. But in order to run cover and deflect from the atrocious gameplay on display, I could only imagine that the writing, the character interactions, because we've seen, little snippets of it. It's kind of like Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Everybody was outraged from the woke infection, but recently I have gone back to when, Mahler, shout out to Mahler, he played through the entire game. I watched through the entire game, and I've just forgot how insufferable, how terrible the character writing was. We have not seen any of the dialogue yet to be in this latest Star Wars outing, but if it's also keeping on that same trajectory that the TV shows have laid down, that Ubisoft has become known for, I think we could brace for even more cringe than what Suicide Squad delivered earlier this year. And I think, here's the thing, right? Like, Ubisoft knows this is going to be bad. The critic class knows this is bad, because they're the ones that are out there putting out those 10-minute snippets, making the 1-minute highlight with the JPEG-looking explosion, with the 6 idiotic AI bots in the background shooting up in the air, not knowing what the hell to do. The hilarious slides that would make Ricky Henderson blush. But instead of addressing all of this stuff, the discourse around Kay Vess not being attractive enough, that's what you want to hone in on? Yeah, okay, cool. That's a handsome woman. And you modeled her off of, somebody who looks a hell of a lot better. But here's the other thing. You also modeled this off of Han Solo. You stuck a chick in it and you made it lame. And guess what? Probably by the end of the game, you probably also made it gay. So that's why nobody wants to give this bullshit a shot. Because if you do, you're graded to, I have no idea, okay? Because yeah, you got the glamour shot right there. But here you have some gameplay. And what's wrong with her face? After Ubisoft refused to fix massive AI and graphics issues for Star Wars Outlaws, a new clip shows just how terrible the game is. And oh yeah, like we watched recently, okay, that 1 minute, man, where she slides from first to second base without any boosters, hides behind, knee-high cover, which was outdated when Gears of War dropped in 2006. We weren't supposed to laugh at that? Like, that's the best. Okay. In the wake of Ubisoft refusing to delay Star Wars Outlaws after massive complaints about, the PS2 level graphics and AI detection that was never, ever passable. Remember, this is the studio that made Splinter Cell, okay? Some of the peak console stealth games ever created. And they have some of the most brain-dead AI. Well, they are making a Star Wars game, so it does make sense. A new clip of the game has surfaced showing just how buggy and broken the game's AI detection and combat is. As shared on social media, user a manga lawyer, a review of Star Wars Outlaws from IGN praises the game's blaster battles while showing a blaster battle is completely broken. I mean, let's take a look at some of this, okay? Because, yeah, there you got the screenshot, but as you can see, oh my god, yeah, guys, this is fantastic, but why is nobody shooting her? Why is nobody shooting her? Like, just standing up, like, oh, this is so great. Where are those blaster bolts coming from? But guys, see, it's all right. It's totally fine, because in 1976, okay, in 1977, sorry, when the original Star Wars came out, you see a stormtrooper bonked his head on a blast door, so it's fine. Star Wars has always been goofy. But as noted, this footage has surfaced after Ubisoft refused to delay the release of the game after receiving a plethora of complaints upon releasing 10 minutes of gameplay footage earlier this month. In fact, the company's executives repeatedly claimed that they would be showing high-quality footage. They've yet to provide any of that as the game got closer to release. Yes, Ubisoft partnered with IGN to share 10 minutes of gameplay, hence why they're the ones running such a strong defense for the game, but not as strong as Kay's jaw. We'll run that one into the ground. But don't worry, guys, because there's more clips surfacing showing just how awful Star Wars Outlaws is. One shows a stormtrooper firing point blank into the side of a building. Yeah, if you didn't think that the AI was dumb enough, well, guess what? We have more examples as Star Wars Outlaws gets closer to release. More clips have surfaced showing just how bad the game's combat AI and NPC functions are. Learning the Law once again shared a clip that shows at least one NPC turning its back to the player character Kay Vess, running a circle around, just wasting the player character. Another runs into a player character instead of shooting her. When they decide to shoot her, completely misses despite standing just feet away. That's the one that we've seen before, but Jawa Juice has another one, okay? A squad of stormtroopers firing into the side of a building. Well, we gotta watch this, and I mean, yo, what? No, I mean, what? Oh my God, what are you shooting at? But yeah, man, anybody who's played an open world, because that's what this is getting lauded from, okay? From IGN to, like, okay, when it comes to gameplay review, or at least just talk on video games, okay? I kind of like, okay? Last Stand Media, Colin Moriarty's joint, the former editor-in-chief over at IGN. But here's the thing, they kind of, they do the same type of surface level approval of every game, and then after a couple of months, it's like, yeah, actually that was kind of ass. Outside of Concord, which, most of them were just like, that shit's broken. Characters are busted and there's no way of repairing that stuff. They'll mostly just hand wave away the criticism and go, I like it, it's not that bad. That's a big problem when it comes to game reviewers out there. Too weak-kneed to take a concrete stance on anything. Just say shit sucks, bro. There's such a thing as toxic positivity, and that's what we see from too many of the review people, or the review class. Their unwillingness to ruffle some feathers. It's like, just be honest, okay? Don't try to sugarcoat everything. Just because there's this idea out there that, positivity is associated with a good review and negativity is associated with critique. That's not what's going on here. If you want better gameplay, like, I would love to have a good Star Wars game, okay? I seen the Bounty Hunter just got remastered. I never played any of those old Star Wars games, but I hear incredible things about them, mostly because of their incredibly unique gameplay. I see more clips about Star Wars Outlaws, and I just see a Ubisoft copy and paste shovelware. That's all we're getting. I want better games. I don't want to just go, oh yeah, it's fine, it's just fine, and then people support it. And then you have the lazy assholes over at Ubisoft going, well, we don't really have to change our formula since Far Cry 3 and Assassin's Creed 2 because they just keep on buying it. What's our incentive to change anything up? Like, you shouldn't be happy with this garbage. Like, Star Wars fans, you guys have been beleaguered for an incredibly long time. Since what? Some people liked The Force Awakens when it came out, even though the discourse around that, just like when it comes to mainstream game criticism, oh, you liked it at the time, but now all of a sudden with, a second look, it's like, wow, it really was a carbon copy of A New Hope, and wow, they did end up doing Han Solo incredibly dirty, and wow, that mystery box setup never really paid off at all whatsoever. What were we really happy for? The same thing is happening with Mandalorian Season 1. It's like, wow, I guess that's always been stupid. And then the sludge pipe of Disney dog shit that has come out afterwards. And you think just because you can fly a spaceship, slide for miles on end, this is going to be peak Star Wars, bro? We're so back. Bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. No, man, this game is busted 7 ways from Sunday. The gameplay is just new levels of disappointment out of Ubisoft. The character designs, it's a scene from the reveal trailer. You want to be Han Solo so bad, but then at the same time you have DEI requirements, meaning that you're just going to have girl Solo, ma'am Solo, if you will. Stick them with a furry, marketable sidekick that's totally not a replacement for Chewbacca. Stick her in a bunch of iconic Star Wars settings, like Jabba the Hutt's iconic throne room, where if you want to go ahead and experience it in the game, you have to buy the deluxe edition. So you have to shell, what, $100 for this tripe? I don't think so, man. But just before we go, I mean, like, there's a couple of other things here. It's so obvious, right? Like, I seen this clip pop up just before I was, gonna start editing, and it's like, why do you think that anybody would be inspired to play this bullshit? Because you look at this, okay? You look at this, and I think that they were inspired. This is inspired by female boxing at the Olympics, where you could just backhand a stormtrooper, backhand somebody with a helmet on, and that's gonna knock them clean out. Yeah, it's really shocking why nobody's inspired by this gameplay, but IGN thinks slapping a stormtrooper in the back of the head is an immersive takedown experience. Well, yeah, because they also think that thing on the left is somehow the right representative for Star Wars, the right representative for the AAA gaming space, where, yeah, then you have the free-to-play Korean shooter, okay? Korean character design, which again, I'll say, and I just talked about not that long ago, where it's like, I'm not advocating for simping over hot chicks. Okay, I just need to have boobies, I just need to have butts in my video games. No, man, it's nothing like that. When given the choice between the two, some absolute troglodyte as opposed to somebody that is objectively attractive, the choice is clear. Why would you put yourself behind the 8 ball? But this is Ubisoft at the end of the day. They have never been the most forward-thinking of companies. This is going to be the first of 2 major failings for Ubisoft this year, and unironically, this one might actually be the softest blow of the 2, because Assassin's Creed Shadows, whoo boy, for as much controversy as Outlaws has generated, brother, it ain't a shade, no pun intended, on Shadows. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.